So, club president, club officers, fellow speakers, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm good evening. So I'm Shauna George, and I'm the etiquette and protocol master for the evening. My duty today is to go through the house rules of this video conference. Today, it's our 17th online meeting, and I would just like to remind ourselves a few things so that the meeting goes as smoothly as possible and with greater engagement. One of the first things that we can do, therefore, is to check our microphones. Are they on mute? This simple gesture eliminates any background noise and allows us to hear the speakers clearly. Remember to unmute yourself when it is your turn to speak. And as you speak, look directly into the camera. This helps the audience to feel connected to you. And remember to keep to the allotted time. This is just so that the program goes as scheduled. Tonight, it is Chongling who is helping us to keep track of time. So let's keep an eye on the screen. There's a time where it shows the time. Another aspect that has a great impact is how you appear on the screen. Adjust yourself in relation to the camera such that at least the upper half of your body is visible to the audience. Your presence and participation in the meeting is much valued. Do use the Zoom reaction function, the applause, and the thumbs up icon to show your participation, to show your encouragement and appreciation to the speakers. And if you would like to speak or get the attention of the MC, use the raise hand function and you will be attended to shortly. And if you agree to the house rules, I'd like to see a thumbs up icon, or if you have any questions, do use the raise hand function. And thank you very much for listening so patiently. So going forward, the next item we have is the MC. And tonight, it is Jeffrey Louis who is going to be our Master of Ceremony. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce Jeffrey Louis to you. Jeffrey is a full-time wellness coach. He owns a fitness studio, runs 25 outdoor fit clubs island-wide, and also conducts online weight loss and shape-up coaching programs. The key focus of his business is to help people lose weight, stay healthy, get happy, and youngified. You may have already heard him say that many times. He's lost 18 kilograms in 4 months, and that's more than 4 kilos a month. He has maintained this weight for 6 years, and that too without abstaining from his favorite food. He's 52 years old, and he says that he feels like 30. I'm sure we all want that. And he has transformed hundreds of people who want to be like him. And now he is aiming to help the next 1,000. So if I may take a little time and say some of my own little experience with Jeffrey and Carlson. In the last 2 months, I had the opportunity of joining them in their online nutrition class. So all along, my breakfast, lunch, and dinner used to be peanut butter and bread, and which is something that I really enjoy. But after joining these sessions, I realized how important it is to not only what you eat, but what you don't eat. So the other day, I just made some quinoa and added some broccoli and had a healthy food. So I encourage you to go to these online sessions and listen to them because they really make a difference. And I also was able to enjoy some of their nutrition dense, refreshing tea and aloe vera juice. And these half-an-hour sessions in the afternoon are free of charge as well. Do come and see for yourself. Let's put our hands together to welcome Jeffrey Louis, Master of Ceremony for tonight.
All right, thank you, Shauna, for the very nice introduction. Yes, come on to my virtual nutrition club. Okay, I'll send you all the link and the password. We look forward to share healthy bites with you, and then you healthy information tips in small bite size. Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Agora Singapore Speakers Club this evening. I am Jeffrey Louis, your host for today. Now, what's my role? Very important. But so are there everybody's role also very important. But my role is to manage this meeting. It includes ensuring that the meeting starts on time, ends on time, so that we can sleep on time also. Sleep is very important. And all items in the program are successfully carried out within the time allotted. Okay, right, we shall start the meeting now. Okay, and with that, we shall have the opening address at 6:40 p.m. Then there will be a 30-minute segment on impromptu speeches immediately after the opening address. You'll be invited to participate actively in this learning exercise. It's very fun. You'll learn a lot. Speak off the cuff as you think on the spot. After the impromptu speech session, we have 4 amazing speakers presenting their prepared speeches and 1 special presentation. I shall be inviting volunteers to provide feedback for each of the 3 prepared speech speakers. We shall take a 5-minute break at about 8:03 p.m. At about 1 hour later, at about 9:03 p.m., we shall have the tests. Okay, the meeting shall end at about 9:30 p.m. after the closing address. Now, the appointment holders, we have the icebreaker. We have done such a wonderful job, and that is Kapil Chawla. We know Kapil right from the start of our online meeting, and he's been regular with Agora Singapore since then. He's trained at level 2 EFT therapist and is a Reiki Grandmaster, also holding a diploma in NLP and is a trained life coach empowering many, many lives. Thank you, Kapil. Where's Kapil? Wave to everybody. Right. Okay, and then of course you have Shona. We just heard from her. She's the etiquette and rules master. Shona is an accountant by training, having grown up in India and now living in Singapore. She's grateful for the many beautiful people and the many wonderful opportunities that she comes across here. She believes that nothing teaches better than one's own experience. Life is an experience of your own creation. And to quote Mr. Gia, the mission is the journey. Thank you, Shona. Great job. Okay. And we have our video conference director. Without him, I don't think we have any Zoom today. The video conference director is Willie Low. Willie is the president of the Fuchun Toastmasters Club. He's active in the Toastmasters movement. He's a visionary who's a pioneer for online Toastmasters Club meetings. Is Willie around? Okay, our timekeeper for this evening, Gia Chong Lim. Chong Lim is currently working at Amgen, a pharmaceutical company in Tuas, making drugs to treat osteoporosis. He is considered an essential worker during this circuit breaker times due to Amgen being a key economic sector. So he got to leave his house to travel to work. Chong Lim has attended Agora for over 1.5 years now. He has attempted almost every role in Agora and strongly encourages everybody to do the same. He has been an MC, timekeeper, delivered prepared speeches and closing address, and even hosted the impromptu speeches. Hi, Chong Lim, the timekeeper. Wave to everybody. Okay, the focus of today's meeting tonight is back to basics. For all our feedback, okay, focus is this: whether the speaker told us what he promised to tell us, whether the contents of the speech makes sense, and whether the body leads logically to the conclusion. So there are 3 main pointers. Okay, and your role as the audience is to provide the nurturing and supportive environment for each of us to learn. We encourage the speakers by clapping our hands when the speakers are introduced, clapping our hands when the speakers has finished speaking, and of course the great smile at the speakers and turn our heads when we agree. Okay, the opening address will be presented by Carlson Hong. Carlson graduated from Singapore Poly with a diploma in electronics and communications engineering and further honed his field support skills from the School of Hard Knocks. He enjoys solving problems and helping others find a solution with a motto of "you'll never try, you'll never know." He's always getting a kick out of the hands-on experience by getting his hands dirty. He has been in the global customer support team lead for more than 20 years, advisor for a global service team for on-site support in USA, Taiwan, China, Malaysia, Japan, and Singapore. As a team lead, he must understand his teammates, and it's vital for him to make an effort to understand every individual in his team. He is now an international weight loss coach He coaches clients to lose weight and gain back their health. For those who want some health tips, you can contact him directly. Right, let us invite Carlson to deliver the opening address. Hi, Carlson, take over.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Agora. What makes a man? This is a $1 million question. If you ask all the participants here, they will all most probably give you a different answer. I would say all the answers are correct. For me, what makes a man? I was an avid gamer and have a huge fascination of computer games. I played mostly RPG games on my first 8086 PC. I remember spending hours and hours, sleepless nights, solving puzzles and quests to complete the game. Soon came the game consoles, arcade games, Nintendo, PSP, PS3 and now PS4. Console games come such as Final Fantasy, Street Fighters, Monster Hunter, car racing, fill my teenager to adult days. I also play a fair share of phone games such as Simple Candy Crush, the Angry Birds, Subway Surfers, and the Tower Saviors. Right. So what do all these games have in common? Everybody starts as a beginner and works their way to be an expert, learning all the skills and mechanics of the game. You gain experience and gain more equipment to clear a challenge faster. You learn to observe and find tricks to solve a certain difficult stage after many challenges. Okay, you also observe and find tricks to solve a difficult stage after many failures. The more you are into the game, the more you don't want to give up. Knowing the rewards that you receive once you clear the stage, this is what I call the gamer's expectation, where your expectation of the game are gained by completing the challenges and fulfilling your desire to see the endgame credits. In Agora, I would also treat this as a game. Every time before any Agora session, Casey would always ask me, "What haven't you tried yet?" There are many roles for you to choose in Agora if you play the game. You can be a speaker, an icebreaker, an MC, an evaluator, or timer. As a beginner, you are just a listener, picking up the skills as you go on. Then you may want to get better and try out different roles. By putting yourself forward, you learn a new set of skills. And what are the rewards? By taking on different roles, confidence will boost, learn to speak better, overcome stage fright, learn to plan and execute speeches within time limits, form your power introduction, open yourself to more windows of opportunities, and even get your work published in Agora Note. Is this Agora game worth playing? I would say yes. It helped me to get out of my comfort zone, to present myself in front of the group, train me to speak on the spot, make me realize that I can be an inspiration for some, improve on my coaching skills, and make many friends from all walks of life. A story to illustrate my points. Okay, a man lived at the foot of the mountains and was often fascinated by how is it like to see the view from the top of the mountain. So he walked around the foot of the mountain and sees one traveler, and asked the traveler, "How do you get up there and what do you see?" Naturally, the traveler described his path and what he saw. Then he walked around and saw another traveler and asked the same question. Naturally, the traveler told him another version. For the next few weeks, he kept walking at the foot of the mountain and talked to all the travelers that came down the mountain, and naturally gave them all a different perspective of their experience. Eventually, he decided that he doesn't need to climb up there anymore, because he thinks that he has seen enough of the traveler's eyes. What he did not realize is that he gave up the chance to experience the process of walking the path see and smell the exotic flowers, be fascinated by the animals and birds. The pretty girl that stays uphill waiting for the right man to come along, and finally the view of the mountain on the top that oversees a vast land and the rolling clouds that will take his breath away. To my friends Agora, what makes a man again? Depending on which stage of your life you are in, the process where you learn and internalize your life experience for that particular role you are playing, particular role that you are playing makes up who you are. Whether you are in a school struggling to complete your course, in the army trying to complete your course, in a marriage while you learn to live your soulmates, a parent learning how to raise your kids, or at work where you learn to excel your job, or in Agora where you learn to step up to be an aspiring speaker. You are defining who you are. I have this motto: if you never try, you will never know. If you keep your toes clean at all times and do not touch the cold water, how will you know that you will not enjoy the swim? If you have started this game in Agora, let's have some fun while it's ready. Are you ready to play the Agora game? Alright, join us and then let's have fun in Agora. Alright, I thank you. Back to you, Jeffrey.
All right, thank you, Carlson. Thank you very much. Now I understand what he means by getting his hands dirty. Be involved, be immersed environment, and be game to learn. Our next session today is impromptu speaking, where everybody free for all. Participate actively, okay? Join in and volunteer to speak and learn. Okay? Now the timer allowed for this segment is 30 minutes. 20 minutes, the green light will be flashed. 25 minutes, the yellow light, and 30 minutes, the red light. The session has to end within 30 seconds. At 30 minutes, 30 seconds, the audio device will sound, and the session has to end immediately. Okay, to help us with this session, we have our impromptu speech master, Brian Lin. Brian was trained as a biochemist and statistician, has worked with a global cosmetic giant for years. Based on science, Brian does not expose himself to much sun in the middle of a summer day. He prefers long walk outdoors in early morning or late afternoon, when temperature and UV level are more manageable. He also enjoys summer night dining. Well, I enjoy that too. Chatting and strolling with friends and family. Brian's summer activities may be different than yours. He believes that we can all learn something from each other and enjoy a good company online or offline in any month. His impromptu speech topics today is about summer. Right. Brian, take over. Thank you very much for helping us out.
Thank you, Jeffrey. The MC today. Today's topic is about summer. You may live in a place with summer and winter and very distinctive seasons like mine, or you could be in Singapore that every day could feel like summer. But summer could be a very figurative stage in life, as what we have heard from Carlson, because summer is also a season of growth. That during summer, you may be a student that's taking a vacation, but you can learn something. Maybe summer is a very relaxing time for you to be able to absorb a lot of information and start learning something new. But summer could be just summer, some kind of very hot months that you enjoy doing something. So today's topic is all about summer, and each person would have 1-2 minutes to answer the question. I have prepared 15 questions. So if you would like to volunteer, you could raise your hand or put in the chat box saying I'm next, and I'll give you a question from my list of 1 to 15, and I'll put the question in the chat box. So if you are the second or the speaker after that, you could either choose to answer the same question that already put out on the chat box, or you can pick a new one from me and have 15 questions, 1 to 15. So who would like to be the first speaker today? It's all about summer. The theme is summer. Do I see any volunteer? Anybody? Show of hands.
I can try.
Anastasia, great. So pick a number from 1 to 15, and I'll give you the question.
5.
Number 5. What summer drink do you enjoy most and why? What summer drink do you enjoy most and why?
Okay, you will probably don't believe, but my most favorite drink in the summer is hot tea. I really like drinking it, even it's really hot at home or outside. And if I feel thirsty, I prefer to drink tea. It really helps. And if you have a slice of lemon inside, you feel much better. You feel additional energy. At least I can tell it about me. Maybe if you didn't do it before, you can try it as well. And afterwards, in the next session, you will tell us a prepared speech about how it helps you to feel more energetic and to feel not so thirsty, not so much thirst. And this is the way how I can feel better if it's really hot outside or at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasia. Great. Who will be the next? Any volunteers?
Pratiti volunteer.
Prati, great. From 1 to 15 minus 5, or you can answer number 5. Pick one number. Number 7. Your best summer vacation was? Your best summer vacation was?
Okay, so like when I was a kid, every summer we used to go over to Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Like literally we used to go there every summer because I was very crazy about it. So like I remember a singular experience I had when I was in the 5th standard in class 7. 5th standard, sorry. So we went to Andaman and then we went to Havelock Island to have just a short detour. We went to Havelock Island to just have a short outing in one of the best places having scenic beauty. So when we went there, I was 10 years old and I was very inquisitive about new things. So when my parents were shopping in one of the outlets, I was very fascinated by a sand castle someone had built over there. And when I went over there, I started seeing more sand castles on my way back, and I got more inquisitive and I just lost my way. So, and this led to a plethora of experiences. At first I was very much nervous and everything, but then I started enjoying the solitude you have when you are lost and the attention people give you when you are kidnapped actually. Not kidnapped, when you are lost. So the people were giving me much attention. Everyone was speaking with blaring horns and everything that the child has been lost. And then I was escorted to the police station at last. And yeah, it was one hell of an experience of my life. And I would like to repeat that once more.
Great. Thank you, Patiti. I see Nawa want to go next. And Nawa, what question would you like?
I'll choose number 2.
Number 2. Please describe a perfect summer day. Please describe a perfect summer day.
Okay. So I think Indonesia is always summer, right? It's like so hot in here, especially in Jakarta. It's so hot. But perfect summer for me because I like beach very much. Like I like to play with sun and go to see the sun. I think I will go to Bali or Hawaii or something like that because it sounds really fun for me, and go there with my friend or family. Yeah, something like that. And also drink a really cold water or something sweet. and eating a pizza, something like that.
Nidhi, thank you, Nidhi. And I see that next is who's next will be Nidhi. Nidhi, would you pick a question, or you like to speak from the question already on the table?
Hello, everyone. Can I answer the same question?
Sure, yes.
Well, a perfect day to me about summer was, I actually wanted to describe a complete morning as well as evening because these are like the siblings. So yeah, when I wake up early in the morning, what bothers me a lot was the sound of the chirping birds and the sun rays touching your face when your windows is like, and the time when you are on your walking on your terrace and everything is very calm and stable. That was kind of a perfect summer vibe to me, and that gives me a literally very calm solitude. I can feel my inner me, and also I can say that yeah, on that stuff we also
Next, we'll have Raju. Raju, would you like to pick a new question or answer the questions already been asked?
I want my lucky number 13.
Number 13. Oh, this is also my lucky number because I live in the house 13. Okay, number 13. If you were to be invited to a summer cookout and picnic, what would you bring and why? If you're invited to a summer picnic or cookout, what would you bring and why?
If I was invited to a summer picnic, I would actually take some good, some dishes which actually cools your body down. That's ancillary, but the main thing I would take is lots of joy, happiness, and fun. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me tell you why I said that. Because when every one of us meet, we meet there not for food or drinks or whatever it is, because we love the company of one another. Only when we reach out to people, we know what ideas they have, and when we share and when we can make a difference to the lives of the others, that is where our life has a purpose and a mission, and it's worth living. Just remember one point. Each one of us have come to this world with a purpose behind us. And only when we realize it, that is when there's a meaning for our life. So all of you have taken the first step of joining Agora Speaking Club, and that's a wonderful decision. Now the onus lies on you. It depends on how much efforts you put in. They can only show you a direction, but they cannot make you forceful to do something forcefully which you don't like. So unless you have the passion, that is where you discover the inherent skills. You discover your strengths. You discover the way in which you can make for difference others, to make difference in lives of others. And you also discover the most important thing, how to bring about negativity in people. Because nowadays negativity means positivity. Positivity is turned as negative. So how to look at brighter side of things and how to get a smile on the faces of everyone, just like you're smiling right now. Over to your topics, Master.
Wow. Thank you, Raju. You take philosophical meaning to a picnic. I love that. So next we will have Casey. Casey, pick a question or answer anything that's already been asked.
Number 1.
Number 1, what I most love or hate about summer is. What I most hate or love about summer is.
What I love most about summer, what I love or hate most about summer. Okay. All right. Good evening, my fellow friends in Agora. Summer to me is every day in Singapore. I hate it when I have to sweat when I go out. It's very hot. I love it when I can see all the with sun, with the heat. Everybody will be more energetic. I hate it when I have to drink a lot of soft drinks because of high sugar. I love it because the hot soft drinks are sweet. You know, but as a Singaporean, once again, I always want to understand what is actually summer. I can only understand the real summer in the movies. For my friends from overseas, when they say, oh, summer holiday, I was like, what? What is summer holiday to me? Summer to me is every day in Singapore. But I like to use one picture to describe summer that I really want. This is summer to me.
Whoa.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Casey. This is a fantastic graph. Thank you. So next I have on my list is going to be Carson. Carson? Yes, you're muted. Would you like to have a new question or answer the question already been posted?
I have number 8.
Number 8.
Yes.
My favorite summer spot is.
Okay. Good evening, Goreans. Well, same as Casey, Singapore is a summer country. So to me, a favorite summer place is in the aircon room. Okay. For Singaporeans, if you go out, you will definitely sweat. The only place that you will feel cool and happy is when you go from a hot place to an aircon place. And when you're aircon, you feel so happy and you feel so glad that you can run around without even sweating. Okay. But if I travel, the favorite summer place for me, it would be the beach. Just because I will see a lot of beautiful ladies sunbathing in the sand. Okay, so that is my favorite place when I travel to a country with summers. Back to you.
Right. Thank you, Carlson, for that summer talk. Next, we have Shayak. Is that correct pronunciation? Shayak Chandra?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. Would you like a new question or pick a question that's already posted?
Well, I would like to go for a new question. Can I go with number 10?
Number 10, yes. Number 10, your family would do a staycation for 2 weeks this year because of the COVID, obviously. And what would you like to do during that time?
All right, so I think we are all having a kind of summer vacation, an extended summer vacation this time in India, most probably because of the COVID situation. We're all inside our home and we are all with our families. In fact, that's the thing that we do in summer vacation. I remember that when I was a kid, I used to wait for the entire year for the summer vacation just because I don't have to go to school. And right now I am just living my dreams of childhood. I'm working from home. I have not to go to school. I have not to go to my workplace. And I think one of the best ways to involve the time or utilize the time with the family members is to share the bond and to celebrate the lovely relationship with your family members. It is the time when you get to know about the problems or what makes someone really happy. I have always been a person who was away from my family all this while. And if this was not for the pandemic, I would not have been able to stay with my family. I have got to know a lot about the household chores that my mom used to do for all these years, and I have never ever thought how difficult it would have been if this was not for this pandemic situation. So I think there is a lot of realization, there is a lot of things that I have came to know, which is far more important than the other things that we do at our office life or career or anything else. I think at the end of the day, we are all doing it for our own people. And I think that is one of my major takeaways in this pandemic situation. I have tried to spend a lot more time with them. I have tried to digitally disconnect myself with the mobile device a lot. And this has turned out to be a really fruitful one. In fact, many of my friends are complaining that they can't go outside, but I'm absolutely enjoying with my family members, because I do not know how, because we all do not know how long we are with all of us. So I think this is how I'm spending the time with my family. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Shayak. Thank you. Next, we have Albert. Albert, you have like a question, a new question, or any question that's already been posted? I will ask you a new question. If you can describe summer in 3 to 5 words, what would be the words? If you can describe summer in 3 to 5 words, what would they be?
You know, I went through a lot of my life, especially in growing up, where I grew up here in America, in New Jersey. And Brian, I have never been able to describe something within 3 to 5 words. I mean, life is so complex, right? There's a lot of decisions we need to make. There's a lot of actions we can take. Life can take you in so many different directions. And you're going to sit here and have the audacity to ask me to describe something within 3 to 5 words? How dare you, Brian? How could you describe it in 3 to 5 words? Summer is a time of fun. It's a time for family. It's a time to enjoy the beautiful outside. It's a time to prepare for, I guess, hurricanes or for all type of things that's going on, that could be going on wherever you live. Summer is so great. I don't think it's fair to even think of 5 words. But because we both live in America, I'm going to make an attempt. What about that? For me, you've already said it. Summer is about barbecue. It's about family, and most importantly, it's about air conditioning. Yes, that's what it's about. So Brian, because I like you so much, I took a complicated topic like summer and broke it down into something that I did not want to do, but forced me. Summer is not my fault, it's Brian's fault. Those are the things I think about summer, and thank you for the question.
Thank you, Albert. Next, we will have Penny. Penny, would you like a new question, or you're gonna answer any questions already?
I will have a new question, and I came halfway, so I don't know any numbers so far. But just...
Okay, we have 3, 4, 6, 9, 11, 12, 14, and 15.
6.
Number 6. How did you spend the summer days of your childhood?
Wow.
How did you spend your summer days in your childhood? Penny.
Toastmasters. No, I shouldn't say that word. Agora. Mr. Casey, Mr. BP, President, good evening to you. How did I spend summer in my childhood days? Agora, very, very differently from Singapore. In summer in England, it's very, very interesting because winters are very dark, not as bad as Scandinavia, but they're very dark and they're very cold. And the summer months from, let's say, realistically in England, May to September, are long. There's sun, there is sea, there is so much to do. So most of the time, in summer, it would be beach, it would be swimming. Of course, like us, because we're very, very white and we don't like it, the sunbathing. Let me take you back to one short story in summer, when I had just done my O-levels with all my gang of friends, and it was just starting July, the hottest of summer in England. I did something extraordinary. We got into our swimming pool, our public swimming pool, lovely area by the sea, and we sunbathed the whole day long. Summer, it was hot. And I threw myself, with my bathing costume, threw myself into olive oil. I splattered olive oil over my body. 8 hours in the sun. Agora. I woke up the next morning after that. I was so blotched with redness, and my eyes were so swollen that they couldn't really open. It was lovely, it was memorable. But summer for me was heat, long days, swimming, and summer. Agora.
Thank you, Penny. Next, we'll have Samwati.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have never experienced summer in my country, Indonesia. We only have 2 seasons, dry season and rainy season. But anyway, I have read and watched movies about summer. What would I bring to summer? I think my friends would take care of foods and drinks. So I have to make people hungry. What should I do? I would plan easy steps for line dancing, and then I would teach them line dance, and everybody should dance to make them hungry. And when they are hungry and happy, the food will be finished easily, right? And people would go home with full smiles and happiness. What like Raju said, we have to be happy, right? When we enjoy a picnic. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that difficult to enjoy summer. You can do anything without even experiencing food. Back to you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Jeffrey. Jeffrey, would you like a new question or pick?
I will have talk about my favorite summer drink.
Sure, yes.
Yes, my favorite summer drink. Summer is real hot, right? Whether it's in the day or in the evening, right? And then summer is the time for a barbecue and time for gatherings and food. You'll be so thirsty. So what's the favorite drink? It's not that orange juice. It's not that lemonade. It's not that coconut. It's not that Coke. It is the beer. The ice cold beer. Have you experienced a beer before when you're so thirsty? When the weather is hot and you're hot outside and hot inside too? The beer, ice cold beer, when you down it into your throat, you know that, wow, you sure feel so good. It drenched down your throat, and then end off with the what? The beer don't end off with just like anything, end off with a burp. You must burp out the gas, drown it quick, and burp it out and burp the fun and happiness out, right? And then, best part, have it with friends too, because everybody will burp together after downing the ice cold beer. That's the great fun. Thank you. Join me in a beer. Cheers.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Wow. You certainly convinced me that I need a beer now. Thank you. So who's next? I haven't seen any name on the chat. Okay, Ray. Would you like a new question or?
Yeah, you can give me a new question.
Okay, you could pick from 3, 4, 9, 12, 14, 15.
15.
15. What is your favorite movie or TV that's set in the summer?
Okay. Set in the summer. Summer Holidays. I like that song. So I guess I will go with that. So summers are exciting, fun. You go to the beach, you do great things. Like Singapore, every day is kind of summer, and it's nice. And we do have rain as well, so it's amazing that you know, we are not stuck with one weather all the time. So I really love being here. You know, we don't have to be stuck with 3 months of snow or 3 months of rain or 3 months of dry, hot weather. So we have a wonderful time. When it rains, we enjoy the rain. When it's sunny, we enjoy the sun. When we have, you know, when it's cloudy, we enjoy everything. So I really, really love all the adventures of summer. And what else? What favorite movie? I can't think of any favorite movie, so I'm just going to rattle out about something else. I like summer songs though. Anything to do with warm wind blowing in the hair, and yeah, when I was not wearing scarf, the wind was blowing in my hair. So now it's wind blowing my scarf. So it's exciting. Summer days are always great. Warm, fuzzy feeling in the stomach. A warm sunshine on your face, warm friends to be with, and just feeling warm all the time in this warm weather of Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Rehana. Yes, I think we could have one more, and that will be Shauna. Shauna?
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
Would you like a new question?
Yes. Number 12.
Number 12, what is your favorite way to cool off in the summer?
Okay, that definitely has to be swimming. I haven't done it in a long time, but that's my favorite activity. But I'm not sure whether I'll do it in the middle of the day, but when it's a little cooler and the water is still warm, I really would love a swim, and nothing refreshes you more than a swim. It relaxes you. And you get better as you if you do it every day. You just get better and better at it, and you feel like you are in a different world. You can be on your back and look at the sky, or you can look down and on the blue tiles of the swimming pool. It's just a different world altogether. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Shauna, and I thank everybody who answered the question today. Yes, summer is a season. It could also be figuratively a stage in your life. And I'm so grateful that we have so many great answers today, touching from drink to activity to philosophical thinking to family time. And I thank you all for your participation. I return my control back to the MC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Brian, for the nice, wonderful, very fun, impromptu speeches for us. Okay, summer kisses, winter tears. That's the only one of the songs I know for summer. Right. Okay, then next. Yes, summer kisses, winter tears. Yeah, Ban Ping will sing soon. Right? Yeah, Ban Ping, right? Okay, the next segment is a special presentation.
Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Timers report.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, Chong Lim, we'll have to present a Timers report. Are we doing well on time?
Yes, we are. I removed it, but yes, we are early based on the timing because we started early. Yeah.
Thank you. And we do, I think, have about 30 minutes for our impromptu speeches. And really, I like the exciting participation. Everybody so active. Take on your turn to participate, and impromptu speech actually is one of the best way to get in and get your hands dirty, right? And so we welcome everybody to do your prep speech too. Okay, the next segment is a special presentation, and the title is called Coffee with Sean. Sean who? Sean Tay. He has a special guest to coffee with us, right? Okay, I'll leave the next 15 minutes to Sean, who will interview his special guests to extract and share his knowledge and insights with us. I'll leave him to share with us what the focus of the talk is all about too. Sean himself is a power financial servicing consultant with AIA. He graduated from NTU with a Bachelor in Material Science and Engineering. He specializes in health insurance and legacy planning, ensuring that his clients' families will not have to worry financially in the event of need. Having been in the industry for more than 4 years and being one of the top apprentice consultants in his agency, he has assisted more than 250 families in managing their finances better, protecting their assets, and leaving a legacy for their loved ones. In addition, he's a founder of YEMG, Young Entrepreneurs Meetup Group. He leads this group of entrepreneurs and empowers them to understand the issues facing entrepreneurs. He also explores solutions and best practices with them. The group aims to support the member in their entrepreneurial success. Right? Okay, with that, Sean, you can take over. 15 minutes, the red light will be up there, but 30 minutes, the green light will be flashed. 14 minutes, the yellow light. Okay, and at 15 minutes, 30 seconds, the audio device will sound and the speaker has to end his speech and sessions will be done. Sean, over to you. Coffee, or should I say dinner with Sean? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey, for such a warm and excellent introduction. Hi, everybody. My name is Sean, and today we are having a special segment called Coffee with Sean. Okay, so the purpose of this segment, okay, is especially designed, okay, in such a way that we have specialists, among all of us will come over here and to be interviewed to share with us the knowledge and the professionalism of their specialization, so that for us, we can have a better living, better business. Okay, so for today's segment, our topic will be on leveraging government grants to start up business. So for today's session, we will have special invited speaker, Christoph, to share with us on how to leverage government grants to scale up your business. Christoph is a man of different hats. He has many close associations with the small and medium enterprises in Singapore, allowing him first-hand experience in a company's strategies making decisions. Passionate about startups and entrepreneurship, he helped close to 10 companies successfully applied for multiple grants and raised capital to scale up their businesses in the last 14 months. He is extremely passionate about their growth stories. Today, we would like to interview him so that to gain insights, for our business or someone we know who runs a business. Since we have a limited time today, I will start off with a few questions for him first. All right, give me a chance. Okay, I have a few questions for him first. If any of you guys, have any questions about government grants in Singapore, for businesses and startups, you may send them to me or send them over to Casey. Yep, Casey, is it okay that you help us to collate the questions? Okay, thank you, Casey. All right, so send it over to Casey. Casey will collate the questions. Okay, so thank you to Christoph, okay, today for agreeing to be interviewed for this live session. Let us begin our session. Christoph, are you ready for the interview?
Hi, Sean. Yes, I'm ready. Thank you for your kind words. I really feel humbled for choosing me as your guest on your inaugural show. I also appreciate setting the tone and the ground rules for the session. I'm excitedly looking forward to the next 15 minutes of discussion. So over to you, Sean.
Okay, so for me to, probably for us to start the ball rolling, the first question many of us, would have for you is, why should a person consider government grants for his or her business? Christoph?
Okay, interesting question, Sean. Let me actually share with a story. I have a very good friend and his name is Brian, and he's a real person. And he actually switched his career from a corporate and he started his business to impact the training, the way the training is imparted in Singapore and elsewhere in the world. His ideas were really good. Yet there are very few takers as he did not have a proven business model that time. He invested money from his hard-earned savings to build a technology platform. As he could not hire a sales team, he doubled up also as a salesman. He started receiving early customer interest. However, yet there was no one particularly willing to invest. And he, with his shallow captive capital base, he foresaw he is nearing the end of his runway. That is the time he thought, okay, applying for a grant under the $250,000 grant under Singapore government. Enterprise Singapore, the Singapore government agency, was far more considerate while evaluating his application. The grant, they approved his grant, and finally, it gave him a long lease, both for his working capital requirement as well as to scale up and expand. Today, when I look back, the way actually it has gone the last 4 years, he today not only runs a successful business and employs close to 15 local people in his education technology firm. And you'll be actually surprised, those roles that he employs in this people, they're not technology, most of them. In fact, they are areas from, say, content writer, sales lead, accounting, those kind of roles. So it's like a mixed role. So if I actually summarize in this way, that governments, I mean, all over the places possibly, has the ability to go beyond the strict confines of profit and loss and able to consider the bigger strategic picture. And it's actually a win-win situation for both the businesses, because businesses can gain much needed capital without any significant collateral or equity dilution, whereas the government is also able to create employment and a wealth generator within the economy. So that's why actually a business should consider a grant as a one of the option for their funding. Sean, could I answer your question?
Oh, okay, excellent. All right, then the next question, right, that many of us, would have in their mind, okay, is that what are the different types of grants, a business can use? What options do we have out there?
Sure. Since we have actually very mixed genre of attendees here, so I'll not get into the technical details of each of the grants because that can be easily found out from the Google search, or people can also reach out to me if they require more details. However, I'll actually broadly classify them in 3 categories. First category comes the working capital grants for new businesses. Second one will be grants to consolidate and scale up businesses. The third one is actually purely for the overseas expansion. To give you a little more context, first let us talk about the working capital grants. So like one grant which called is like a SG Founders Grant gives any founder, as long as he's a local founder, a grant of $30,000, which should be enough for a runway of 5 to 6 months based on their business plan, because this amount cannot pay the salary of the founder, but it can pay for the salary of the development team. And the best part of this grant is that there is no equity dilution. So that means the founder, you will not have to actually dilute his equity or give any equity to anybody. And there is no collateral also. As long as you show your IC and certain other basic requirements, you fulfill the grant criteria. This is the lowest hanging fruit, as anyone having the viable business proposition can apply. In fact, 4 of my friends or known people have received this grant all in the span of 5 to 30 days time. So this is actually turnaround time is also very quick. Next, grants, like multiple grants are available for the second category, which is more like consolidating and organization internal capacities. Again, multiple agencies give these grants. Multiple agencies like Enterprise Singapore and IMDA, like to name a couple of organizations. These grants again ranges from $250,000 to $500,000, apart from co-investment with the lead investor. IMDA grants are mostly targeted at building internal capacity in the area of marketing, brand building functions. I personally found this grant to be very attractive, as it directly defrayed 70% of the capital outlay for capacity building related projects. So it means once you take this one, your internal team gets the capacity to it. And so that's actually improving the human resource and the capital. The third type of grants are offered to expand overseas. So during my last stint with a venture capital fund, we successfully applied for one such grant to expand to the post-Brexit UK. Apart from this, cash grants targeted at the SMEs, that means small and medium sector enterprises, there are also sector-specific grants like retail, F&B, like those. Furthermore, even local universities like NUS has provided soft grants via University Business Partnership, where high-quality manpower can be engaged at a fraction of a cost. Just to give an example, we recruited 2 master's students for posting overseas, and the total expenditure, we had to pay only 10% of their salary, which was only around, I think, $150, and all the rest of the salary, their overseas trip, the overseas cost, everything was borne by the university. I've never such a sweetheart deal anywhere in the world for supporting the SMEs. Sean,
all right.
to you.
Okay, thank you, KD. Wow, it seems like there are so many supports out there. There is for businesses in Singapore, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so then the next question is, why a business should explore the grants route rather than reaching out to an angel investor or a venture capitalist?
Yeah, thank you, Sean. I think it's an excellent question. I mean, as you are actually like a financial advisor, you know how, on what are the basis actually a person would be taking a decision on this. Honestly, why should one raise a capital in the first place if it has got enough revenue to fund for its expansion? If we closely study the balance sheet of an early stage firms, we'll notice that they are left with very limited resources to fund for business expansion. That's what leads the businesses to explore funding. For larger firms, they can tap on capital market. For smaller firms, unlisted firms, they typically consider 3 resources: borrowing via loan and rights via equity dilution. But Singapore is one of those rare countries where one can raise significant cash without borrowing via loan or equity dilution. So when there are so many positive, I wonder why, what is the concern there? In fact, today we have so many people from different countries. We can actually check, for example, like with Kapil from India or someone from Europe or even Albert from USA. Are there such grants given to the small and medium enterprises in terms of both cash and non-cash? I doubt if there is any such scheme available. So even if one has a concern, is this we need to look into it. Why do we have this concern? Is this just a perception or a first-hand experience? So I will always recommend go for a government grants first before you approach any other source of funding, unless the amount is very large and the grants cannot cover. John, could I satisfy your question?
Okay, excellent. All right, so right now looking at the time, right? Okay, we are on the 12th minute right now. Okay, then at the same time, I also received a message, from the audience, okay, from a question from them. Okay, so the question asked was, I have heard that getting a government grant is a tedious process with lots of paperwork and hundreds of productive hours spent. What is your take on this? Is it true?
Okay, I do not know who has asked this question, but if I knew, I would have asked him. I would have loved to ask him, is this your first-hand experience or is this your, you heard from someone? I myself has recommended 5 different companies' application to the government bodies for consideration, and also 3 cases which was actually my internal filing for grants. I'll say the government organizations work in a particular structure, particular framework. Because they are government, they have to maintain certain paper trail. And if they're asking for details like, provide me the ACRA updated report, or possibly your IC, or possibly what is your business plan? Who is your client? What is your market plan? I do not think these are actually, they're asking for anything extra. If a business does not even know what they are going to sell, who are their customers, who are their competitors, then why are they in the business in the first place? And if somebody feels, okay, getting an ACRA BIS file is a very tedious process, it's very cool. You just have to go and do a Google search and then use your corpus or SyncPass and just generate this. Yes, so on the face of it, it might appear that yes, there are some 10 documents have to be submitted. But once you actually look into the details, these are like a very mundane routine documents, which is, and it's still a good bet vis-a-vis the other form of funding, be it a venture capital or any other form. Sean?
Right. Okay, thank you, KD. Okay, so I guess at the end of the day, different grants work differently, but in general, it's not as bad as we think it is, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, I encourage you also to go and explore, because I'm pretty sure you can actually find out some grants eligible for you, because there are more than half a dozen grants that are available to be tapped.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, okay, fellow agrarians, we have come to the end of this Coffee with Sean session. So what happens is that over in the group chat, right, I saw that there are many more questions still coming in. So what we'll do is that we'll collect all these questions, so that KD, will be able to address everything one by one, probably, through the group chat, WhatsApp group chat or something, okay, so that all questions will be addressed. Okay, so fellow agrarians, thank you very much for tonight's session. If you wish to be one of the specialists, to share with us, the knowledge, okay, and also the wisdom you have, okay, do let me know, arrange with KC, and I shall see you in the next Coffee with Sean session. All right, thank you very much. Jeffrey, to you.
Hey, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Kostov. Now,
thank you.
All right, now can I ask everyone, do you enjoy this session, Coffee with Sean?
Yes.
It's a different format in the way special presentation are run in the past, right? Yes, interactive, specialists come on. Yes, if we are all okay for it, yeah, give us your feedback. Who knows? Every time that we have Coffee with Sean will be very busy drinking coffee, squeezing out the knowledge from a specialist who care to share with us all their insights, right? Yes, wonderful. This is the first time we have Coffee with Sean. So Sean, so coffee with milk, with sugar, but this is coffee with Sean.
Yes. Speaking to my coach, I had to say that it's kosong. There's no sugar in it.
Yeah. Coffee with Sean, not with sugar, not with butter. Okay. Next segment, and thank you, Kostov. Okay. Next segment, we have 3 speakers for the prepared speeches. Okay. Right. And then for the next one, we have 2 evaluators, Shauna, George, and Betty Teo for speaker number 1. Okay. And the evaluator number 1, you evaluate the speech purpose. Okay. You address these questions. What was the speech purpose? What did the speaker want? What did the speaker promise? And what advice would you like to share with the speaker? Okay, that's for evaluator number 1. Evaluator number 2, alignment, opening versus closing. Address these questions, please. What did the speaker say in his speech opening? What did the speaker say in his speech closing? Was the closing consistent with the opening? What advice would you like to share with the speaker? Okay, you'll be reminded of these evaluation questions in the chat. Okay, our first prepared speech speaker today is Wilson Loh. Wilson is not a perfect guy. He's a Mr. Not Perfect. He has his own vulnerabilities, just like everyone else. He finds it tiring and suffocating to put on a mask to be someone whom he is not in this world. He believes that vulnerabilities can be our greatest strength when we accept them as part of our life stories. With the understanding that everybody has their own voice, it's powerful to use that voice to make a positive impact. Wilson is looking for platforms to get his real voice out there, to reach out to people and be a positive influence in their lives. Besides his love to reflect, learn and talk to people about life, Wilson is also passionate to share his perspectives on 八字, you know 八字, the Chinese astrology, and ancient art of Chinese metaphysics. Wilson lives to speak and inspire people, enabling them to see new possibilities and be more powerful, confident, and happier in life. The time allowed for each speech is 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, the green light will be flashed. 6 minutes, the yellow. 7 minutes, the final red. At 7 minutes 30 seconds, the audio will be muted and the speaker has to end his speech. Okay, and his topic. During COVID-19, lockdowns and social distancing measures had forced many people to stay at home, and as a result, they could spend more time with their loved ones. On the other hand, there are people who live apart from the family, and this crisis prevented them from traveling back to be with their loved ones. The long period of distancing led them to connect with each other virtually. Wilson is one of them. While it was a little bit awkward in the beginning, he realized that he's able to have higher quality conversations with his parents via video calls than in a physical setting. That's really odd. Today, Wilson is going to share with us a story on how social distancing breeds intimacy. Distancing breeds intimacy. Right, let's welcome the young man, Wilson Loh, to speak us on this topic, how social distancing breeds intimacy. Take over, Wilson.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yep. Okay, sure. Hi, good evening, Agorans. How has COVID-19 lockdown and social distancing changed the way you interact with the people whom you love and care about? Did your relationship with your loved ones grow stronger as a result of spending more time together at home? I'm living in a different country from my parents, and it has been about 5 months now since I last went back to visit them due to the lockdown in both countries. And since I've not been able to visit them, we have been staying in touch through video calls. And this is what I realized. The quality of conversation over video calls is higher than the quality of physical conversation we had previously. Now, when I was at home, we would be distracted by our phones. For example, we tend to text someone else or browse our social media while talking to each other without much eye contact. And I wasn't fully present. Now, how many of you are guilty of that as well? Give me a show of hand. Right, there are a couple of you who tend to do that, right? While looking at your own phone and talking to others. However, when we chat over video calls, we dedicate a specific time. It could be 30 minutes or 1 hour to 2 hours just to be present and communicate with each other. Being present means that we are mentally, emotionally, and physically present in front of the person we are talking to. And in my case, in front of the screen, and pay full attention to each other during the conversation. And there is an advantage of using phone for video calls instead of using a laptop for conference call, because while using phone for video calls, we wouldn't be texting at the same time. And we will also have a better eye contact, longer eye contacts, because we are looking at the person on the screen most of the time. And here's one thing I learned from the experience. True connection and communication happen when we are fully present for each other, whether it's virtually or physically. The quality of the moment matters more than the quantity of time we have together. And the quality of an interaction comes from our presence at that particular moment. The more present we are, the higher the quality of our connection and communication would be. And when we have quality connection and communication with someone, we are able to get to know the person deeper, understand them better, and probably even know a new dimension of the person that we have never seen before. And it all begins with being present with the person in the conversation. When we are present with someone, we are conveying a message to the person that you are important. You deserve my full attention. I respect you and you matter to me. Now, let's take a moment to recall and reflect. When was the last time you were truly present with people who matter to you? Have you been listening wholeheartedly when they were talking? Did you observe their facial expressions? And could you feel the emotion behind the words they utter? And when you have the answer to all these questions, the next question would be, how could you be more present to build stronger connections and have deeper communication with them, regardless of your physical or virtual presence? But for me, the days apart from my parents, my family, reminded me not to take every moment with our loved ones for granted. And the quality virtual time that we have strengthen the connection between us despite being physically apart for a long period of time. And that's how social distancing breeds intimacy with my loved ones, with presence, with quality moments instead of physical interaction and time together. So, what about you? What have you done to foster stronger bonds with your family and close friends during this period of time? What words of appreciation would you like to express? Would you like to say to them? And what else do you want to do for them or with them that you haven't done so yet? To cherish every precious moment with your loved ones. Take some time to think about that. And back to you, MC of the night, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Wilson. Wow, so touching. Right. Yes, can I have the timer's report, please, Chong Lim?
Spotlight already.
Yep, okay, we just go with spotlight. Okay, well on time. Awesome. Okay, next. Okay, we have the evaluator. Okay, we invite Shauna and Betty, okay, to give the evaluation. At 1 minute, the evaluation for each volunteer is 3 minutes. At 1 minute, the green light will flash. 2 minutes, the yellow, and 3 minutes, the red light will be on. Okay, the audio device will sound at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and the volunteer has to complete his feedback. All right, Shauna, invite you to give the first evaluation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And thank you, Wilson, for that wonderful speech on being distant and yet being connected. It was so powerful. Actually, it was very thought-provoking and very insightful. There was so much, I mean, it was not just a casual talk about the video conferencing or anything, but you were saying despite the distance, you can have that connection and that that intimacy, that knowing, that knowledge that you know the other person, as long as you are present, as long as you are willing to listen to the other person, not just hear him, but see him and know what that person is all about. So it was about communication, connection, and and you were also trying to make us realize what we can do going forward. All this while, as you were saying, you are away from your parents, and very often when you go visiting them, you are caught up in your own world, doing your own phone calls or this task and that task to do. But with this little time, you are there with them, listening to them, hearing them, and that time is very precious. And you make each other know that you are precious to me also. And you are making us think that in your next call with your friend or your family, what can we do better? What words can we use? And it was a very moving speech, not just the distance bit, but there was so much more to it. Thank you, Wilson, for making us think and hopefully make some changes in each of our meetings going forward. Thank you.
Okay, Shona, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Shona, for the evaluation. Next, we have Betty to give the second evaluation. Betty, please. Thank you.
A very good evening to Wilson. That was a very simple speech, but the impact is great and it's very appropriate for the current pandemic where we have social distancing. Yeah, you started off in the opening asking questions about do people communicate, and they also illustrate that how you connect with the parents, be totally present in the video call via phone. And that was very interesting when you usually people would prefer a laptop, you know, to get relaxed, but you are using a phone so that you prevent yourself, you know, from texting, from having to text and not being present with them. You stress a lot on the quality of moment, okay? The quality of moment far exceeds the quantity that you used to have with the parents at home, where you were not being totally present. In the closing, you have asked many questions to the audience. You know, what have you done? When is the last time they have been 100% present, you know, and not listening to somebody else and not to take time for granted. You also illustrate stories about how the video conferencing strengthened the relationship with your parents, quality moment versus physical connection. Yeah, and definitely your opening and your closing, there is consistency. What advice would I share with the speaker? Yes, while it is a very good and simple speech, you know, for the present situation, if possible, if you could inject one or two personal notes on the kind of conversations with your parents to give more powerful impact, you know, to your whole message, I think that will make the audience understand more. Or you could even end with a story or an anecdote, you know, to illustrate your main points. Real story, you know, about how you become totally present. Real stories to impact more of the audience, rather versus just to give and say that video conferencing is good. I'm totally present with it. I'm totally attentive to it. So give one or two stories. I think that will really make the whole thing complete. Overall, congratulations for a good speech. Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you for feedback.
Thank you, Betty, for the evaluation. Well, we are all doing very well on time. But I think I have a proverb for this. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's not just right in mind, but really now we have this to bridge the distance also. Bridging social distancing through Zoom call, through video call. All right, with that, okay, the time now is about 7:53. I think by time we can have a 10 minutes break and be back by about 8:03. How about that? Okay? Yes, yeah. I'm the MC for the day. I got the power. I'm best up with the power to call the meeting to order. Right? Time now is 8:04 to 8:05. Let's begin. All right, let's begin, everyone. For a very good break. Okay, refresh your mind. Be back and focus. Okay, now we have to give feedback for speaker number 2. We have one volunteer, Kapil, our icebreaker king today. Kapil is going to be volunteer to give feedback to be the evaluator number 1. Now I need one more volunteer. Would anybody like to be the evaluator number 2?
Woohoo! You know I'm going to evaluate, don't you?
Penny, I heard Penny. Right, great.
Yes,
Thank you, Penny.
I'm on the program sheet to evaluate.
Oh, I didn't see you on the program sheet for evaluator number 2 for speaker 2. Anyway, welcome. Thank you very much for volunteering.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Our second prepared speech speaker is Mary Soon. She's an upcoming book author, trains part-time at the Singapore Institute of Management and ST Electronics. She has a BA from the University of Singapore and a Master of Arts degree from the University of Hull, UK. Mary was the past president of the Bukit Merah Toastmasters Club. Mary is a coach cum trainer specializing in teaching business English. Besides all, Mary loves having coffee with friends and definitely coffee with who? Sean. Right? Okay. The time allowed for this speech is 7 minutes. At the 5th minute, the green light will be flashed. 6 minutes, the yellow. 7 minutes, the red. And at 7 minutes, 30 seconds, the audio will be muted and the speaker has to end his speech. Tonight, Mary will speak to us about joys and benefits of being a grandma. She will not deal with the challenges. She said, no time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mary to speak to us on this topic, a grandma who fights. Right. Thank you, Mary. Take over.
Thank you. Before you start the timing, I would like to have maximum participation. So maybe the audio off, but the video on, please. Yeah. All right. A fantastic evening to everyone, especially to the president and Casey and all of you friends. Right. Well, I have a question to ask you before I start on this little speech. What comes into your mind when you hear or listen to this, or you read this title, The Grandma Who Fights? What are some of the questions that comes into your mind, right? Maybe you can put it into your chat or something like that, and maybe for a while we can have the video, we could have the audio on. Quickly, what comes into your mind when you when you see this title, The Grandma Who Fights?
Don't mess with Mary.
Okay, anybody else? Come on, I have only 7 minutes.
Is Mary the grandma?
Yeah, all right. Anyway,
angry grandma.
Okay.
Spirited grandmother.
Sorry?
A grandmother who's very energetic and who's with the children.
Yes, all right. Yeah.
Having fun.
So the first question is, who is the one, all right? So the one whom I fight with is actually my grandson. His name is Matthias. Matthias is 9 years old and he loves fighting with me. In fact, this coming Friday, his father has already booked me to spend time with me, and he's going to spend Friday and Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. The question is, what do we fight? What do we fight? In other words, what are some of the things that we fight over? Any guess from anyone?
What food to eat?
Huh? What do we fight over? Sorry?
phone.
Fight over who gets to hug you first.
Yeah.
Who is going to have the chocolate?
PS4.
Yes.
PS4.
Different opinion. Different opinion.
Yeah, it's okay. This is what I'm asking for, different opinions. All right. So none of you have got the guess, got it correct. But if you get it correct, I will actually deputize Casey to give you a treat of lobster and prawns bihun. Yeah. But none of you has got it correct. The correct one is we fight over pillows. It's a pillow fight. And how did the pillow fight start? I need to tell you this story. It's a real story. My grandson is an only child, and being an only child, he is quite lonely. So whenever he comes over, he actually prefers to sleep on the same bed with me. I have actually prepared a separate bed for him, but he wants to sleep with me. So it's fine. And of course, we have several pillows and 2 blankets. One day, we were arguing over which blanket he wants. So I wanted the bigger one because I'm bigger than him, but he wanted mine. And so I refused to give it to him. And so it became a tug of war. We were tugging over the blanket. And because I'm much bigger and stronger than him, I managed to get both the blankets, and he was rather upset. So instead of crying or anything, he just took up one pillow because he was standing on the bed. He took up one pillow and threw it at me. It hit my face. Now, what were the thoughts that came in? The authority figure in me said, "How dare you, little boy, hitting me with a pillow?" But I thought and stood there for a moment and said, I shouldn't go down that way. So I brought up the child in me and said, why not? He threw at me, I should throw it back at him. So we started to throw at one another, and it became fun. All right. So now, every weekend he comes over, we will have at least 1, if not 2 sessions of 5 to 10 minutes fight, pillow fight. Of course, there were other things that we did, like eating together and all that. But the most enjoyable one is the pillow fighting. Yeah. And so I asked myself, what are some of the benefits of having this pillow fight? Now, one of the benefit would be that I have what we call the happiness chemicals in me. So, Casey, would you mind to share what are some of these happiness chemicals? I have what we call, first of all, dopamine. Dopamine is the reward chemical where we celebrate small achievements. So when he wins something, he feels happy. When I got over the pillow, I got it, I feel happy. All right. Then we have the second one, the serotonin, which is a mood stabilizer. You get this is when you swim or when you meditate. The third one is the oxytocin. The oxytocin is the love hormone. Of course, being adults, all of us know there are different types of love, and I don't want to go into that. But when you play with a child, when you hug, when you are complimented, like we complimented Wilson, he had got some oxytocin from us. And the final one is the endorphin. The endorphin is when it's generated when you have laughter, when you have humor, when you have exercise. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am addicted to the 4 chemicals. And the drug pusher is my grandson. And I leave it to all of you. Do you want to give your children, your friends, your presence, your total presence? One way is to fight with them. I love being with him, and I love Wilson's speech because that was exactly what I was giving to him and he to me. It is a fantastic time. So I suggest all of you start fighting with your loved ones. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much for a wonderful speech. Brilliant. Yes, we love such grandma, right? Don't we? Right? Yeah, doing awfully well for time. 7 minutes. Right. Come, let's invite, okay, our first evaluator, Kapil. 3 minutes for you.
Thank you, MC. That was very great speech, Mary. Really liked the title. Let me start with the title first. Your choice of title, A Grandma Who Fights. Like, it wasn't clear, but as you build up the story line, it made things very clear what you were trying to convey. And at the end, what you did, like how you explained, how you mashed the starting of the story with the end, was simply great. When you started with the full command on the stage, like when you said, I want to ask you questions, and everyone, your video should be up and mic should be down. That was the authority figure you showed. That's the command you showed. And you brought that command during your fight with your grandson, but still you hold it on to something else. That's the child within you. And that child, when you brought forward and you build up the story, having that child, which reminded me as well that every one of us has a small child in us. But when we grow up, we just disregard that child and we bring something else, an authoritarian figure, but you utilized, not use that authoritarian figure, but the child in you to communicate, to have a bonding with your grandson, and building a story with that was really powerful for me. Like explaining someone that a fight can be a good way to build a relationship. It's not easy task, but you did it very well. Like if you see Bollywood movies, you'll see like when there is in the initial stages, there is a fight between the hero and the heroine, but it ends up in a love story. So it's similar to like that a fight between you and your grandson actually is building a good bond between you. And it's not like if you see animals, even every animals, when they virtually or they give an impression that they're fighting, they're not actually fighting. They are building a bond which will last for a lifetime. So that was great. Thank you for this wonderful story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kapil, for the feedback. Okay, now let us invite Penny to give the second evaluation. Right, Penny, please.
Yes. Good evening, everybody at Agora. And most importantly, our authentic and quite lovely grandma. I'm going to evaluate using my usual structure, the arts. A for analysis, all the very great bits, plenty. R for recommendations to improve T for technique, and S for summary. First, this very simple story of grandma to grandchild and the poignancy of the lonely child, because he is an only child, was pertinent and was very, very important. That story on that pillow fight, which was really the essence of the message, was so good. It was childlike, it was precious, and it was very, very sweet. It was so well articulated, and I'm sure the audience felt the love of grandma to grandboy And we got intoxicated, I would have thought, by this beauty and this simplicity. And indeed, although it was like this, we had structure. We funneled into the 4 drugs of what life should be all about. Good drugs, happiness, and so resonating. Recommendations to improve. I only have one. Our grandma should give us, from that beautiful story, a stronger call to action. There was a call to action, but it needs to be very, very profound. To us, it was too short. We need to take that message across, infiltrate it to us about what we should do without money, but with love. Pillow fight to a lovely grandboy. Just much bigger. Technique, style. Wow, very well rehearsed. There were hardly any pause fillers. It was so good. We love it already. In summary, storytelling magnified. You are a star. And if I was your little grandchild, I would be leaping on you with my pillow tonight, forever and forever. But bigger call to action to the wider audience. Grandma, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you. You know what? I won't throw the pillow at this grandma. I'll just jump into her arms. Who cares for the pillow? Grandma wants to hug me? Right. Yeah. Okay, we have time for another evaluator. How about evaluator number 3 for Mary? Probably her story resonates with many of us who wish to have a grandma like her to evaluate her speech, her tone, or just your own feel. Right? Can I have a third volunteer, please, for her to evaluate her? Right. So Raju, hands up. Come, Raju. Welcome.
Thank you, Mary, for the very engaging speech. Let me tell you the things I liked is a creative opening where you actually caught our attention by making it more interactive and asking us a question which makes us to think and connect with our real lives. That's wonderful. And the humor you had in your speech, that was excellent because people could connect to what you have said. And we like your 4-step formula where you said happiness chemicals about the 4-step formula. And I think this is something which I noticed unique about you when compared to the other speakers tonight. I was closely watching your body language, which was going exactly with what you said, even though it is on a Zoom platform, but still you were using your body language to indicate you give greater impact to the message you're delivering. Now, here are some suggestions. If I was doing the same speech, what I would see is that if I'm giving the speech, I will ensure that I don't have any background because virtual background, because by having a virtual background, it makes the person look like coming from another planet. You know, your face gets distorted and it's a bit distracting. So if I'm giving a speech, I would avoid the virtual background. And I said your body language was awesome, but for tug of war, I thought it was like this, but you said like this, you know, tug of war is like this. So that's something. And I felt there were some occasions where you were actually reading from your notes. That's how I felt. Probably I'm wrong, but still, this is your story. It's your experience. Do you really need those notes? Think about it. And last point I would say is the message. Now, how can these people remember your message right now? But will they remember it in a 1 month time, 1 year time? Think about it. Probably a greater emphasis on the message which could connect to the audience. Like, for example, you could say, awaken the child in you. When did you do it last time? You know, this would start poking the thinkers. Overall, excellent storytelling, but for a few changes in the virtual background, and sharing your experiences was amazing. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Jeffrey.
We don't hear the dogs barking.
Jeffrey, you're mute.
I think when I speak, my dog will just speak with me. Right. Okay, next, we have two volunteers for next speaker, Penny and Brian. Right, and for the pointers to evaluate, well, the guidelines are in the notes, in the chat room. Okay. Okay, our next prepared speech is by Lynn Wong. Now, Lynn describes herself as a simple person who is continuously pursuing satisfaction in her own way, as long as it does not bring misery to others. During her pastime, she does self-learning, spending time with her loved ones, and volunteering to serve the community. Professionally, she has worked for more than 20 years in the finance and accounting field, and is currently working as a head of accounting and finance in a Japanese MNC. Okay, same thing, prep speech, 7 minutes. At the 5th minute, the green light will be flashed, 6 minutes the yellow, 7 minutes the red, and 7 minutes 30 seconds, the audio will be muted, and the speaker has to end his speech. They would like to take this opportunity tonight to introduce the system 5S. 5S, not 4D, 5S, which she had learned during her time working in a Japanese company. They can apply these principles in our daily lives. Right, ladies and gentlemen, please help me extend a warm welcome to Lynn Wong to speak to us on the topic 5S. Lynn, take over.
Hi, a very good evening to everyone in Agora. So thank you very much, Jeffrey, for the self-introduction. And today's speech, I would like to present something about 5S. And 5S is actually something that I learned when I was working in a Japanese firm. In fact, I do need it as well because in my personal life, I think I really need to do a lot of cleanup at home, as well as in whatever I'm doing. 5S, let me just share my slides to everyone. Some of you may know what is 5S if you are very familiar with lean management as well as Six Sigma. So for those who are not aware of, let me just do some simple introduction to all of you within the 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, let me just show my screen now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Is it at the power presentation mode?
Not full screen.
Not full screen. Okay, I may have one not full screen. What about this?
This is better.
Okay.
Good enough.
So let me just introduce to all of you what is 5S. Okay, in this picture, you will see that before, which is here, and an after, as well as before and after. So which one would you like? Would you like the left side or the right side from your vision?
The right side.
The right.
Left side.
Okay, left is on my, okay, on the screen, I will see the left here and then the right. So I think it's just a lateral differences. I'm sure, I think Casey said it is on the right. So it's actually from my viewing side is the right side. So this is some examples of what we have done before 5S and after 5S. So what is really 5S? 5S is actually a system to organize space so that you can work, perform efficiently, effectively, and safely. And it's focused on putting everything in the right way, right manner, even if it's in-house or in your workplace, so that people can get things done or search things easily without wasting time, cost, or risking injuries. Because if you never put things properly, people may trip and fall. Okay, and it's originated with a Japanese inventor, Toyoda San, and he's the founder of Toyota, which came from, you know, the car industry. So what is really 5S? And 5S, if you talk in Chinese, is called Gai Shan. So it comes with 5 words in terms of English, with sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. So what do you do when you do sort? Okay, when you are having a sort, you actually eliminate all your things that you do not need to use, and you throw it away or you give it away. So you do some cleaning up by sorting the items at home or in the office that you don't need. And then you can set it to order by eliminating them that is not used. You can donate them, you can give it away, you can even sell in carousel or something like that. So what am I sharing is more what you can do at home. Workplace, the same. If you have any things, you can sell at cheaper price to customers or so forth. And then when you do everything by that, you can clean it and you can even function it properly. So I will give you some examples what I have done at home. And then you develop a routine and you carry on to sort it and you set it and you make it nicer. So we call it shine. Okay. And then finally, once you have done this process within your home or your workplace, you should maintain it, have a culture, or get your family members to follow the instruction of putting the things on the right place where you can find it easily. So this is just a very short snapshot of what is 5S in terms of this system. If you need more information, you can even Google, and there are a long steps and process because it includes things like labeling, things how you should put such certain things at what certain place to make it safe and easy reach. And I actually use this system because recently I also just shifted place, my home. And of course, the before I put it on, okay, these 3 pictures are the before and after. Okay, actually it's not that exaggerated because I forgot to take the before pictures for some of them. So this is not the real one, just a disclaimer. But in fact, what I'm sharing is like a medicine box, a medicine drawer. It was previously quite messy because when you fall sick, you will tend to have things, you know, that you bring in a lot of like standard medication for flu or whatsoever. So you sort it out accordingly. And my fridge, I make it neater and I label it where I put certain things. My study room, I file it properly. And I even do a switch, label it so that guests may also know where to click the button for the different lighting, fan, and even for cable. So I did actually make something like that, which I actually really achieved my satisfaction, like what Jeffrey has mentioned, by keeping the house neat, and even if the office place, I follow the same structure. So that is what actually basically I share. And I also think of the 5S. I also think of something right now to COVID-19. Okay, so now, you know, you need to have your soap to wash your hands. You have to keep safe distancing. You will have to take in more supplements to keep yourself healthy. You must have a shield, face shield, and then you have to sanitize your hands. So I also use this to think of something to remember and how to keep myself safe during COVID-19. And last but not least, I also think of something 5S to my life. So what I do is that for me, I need strength. I need a healthy body. I need a sense of security with a shelter at home, with salaries, you know, then I can buy things, savings. Then I have a sense of belongings to make myself happier, and self-respect and satisfaction. So that's where also comes to the introduction of I just want to achieve satisfaction that will not bring misery to people, but bring more to myself. And if you like my short and sweet sharing, just give me a thumbs up or a like in the chat box. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Wow, so interesting. So many 5S that you can show us. applicable to all aspects to our life, from starting a home to even how to live your life and even look further beyond that, right? Okay. Now for the first evaluator, Penny, invite you to come over and share evaluation. Thank you.
Yes, I will. Agora, wow. I feel completely inadequate from that amazingly structured presentation. It was so good. It transitioned across and it meant so much to all of us. Again, I'm going to use the arts. A for analysis, A for analysis, R for recommendations to improve, T for technique, and S for summary. Well, absolutely superb. It resonated, it was organized, it made us all feel failures. It was articulated well, it flowed very logically, and the message was very, very loud and clear for all of us. Eloquent and excellent. Now, recommendations, how can we really improve on this scenario? My recommendation again would be to get into something more personal. Something that really frightened you, worried you, concerned you, in order to really start addressing, as you moved house, the kind of disorganization in your life. We need to have that. We need that intimate story so that we can all think emotionally, not factually, factually was there, emotionally, what we should do ourselves to improve and make life even better than it is for now. TIFF technique style, good. I mean, very well rehearsed, and slides were obviously very well organized. In summary, articulated, organized, strong, good, clear. I can see how you are a very, very good financial expert, because you have to do your Excel spreadsheets immaculately, which none of us like me can do. But we need to get into more personal quality with yourself. We need to understand that emotion, that experience, that importance to change, that moment you said to yourself and your close people, hey, I need to do something very, very different in my life. And take that transition from that into really audience total message, but very, very good. We acknowledge structure. That was so, so good and so well demonstrated. Thank you very much indeed. Impressive.
Thank you, Penny.
Right. Thank you, Penny. Next, we invite Brian to give the second evaluation. Brian, please.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Ladies and gentlemen, and Lynn, thank you for introducing us to another excellent system from Japan for organizing. You know, after the Maria Kondo phenomenon, everybody focused on organizing your house, your life, your office space to a place you can function very optimistically and also function perfectly. At this time, I thought that Lynn has introduced to us a very good system, and she has explained the system very well. I never heard of the 5S method before this, but after her talk, I think I have a pretty good understanding of what it is and what it can do for me, and I thank you for that. My role today is more focusing on the structure of your delivery as well as the messaging. And I thought that your opening is pretty good, even though I prefer that you cut down a little more of those thank you, or today I would like to present this and that, because we know you are presenting a concept to us. So you can skip all of that, and you could probably lead us with, do you know about 5S? Or have a strong statement like, 5S has changed my life. Would you like to know about it? Or things, or of those statements that very strongly could actually grab the attention of the audience, because the other way of acknowledging everybody is standard and it's good. At the same time, it doesn't add to your message. To the body of your talk, I thought you have done very well with your slides, because these are excellent, professional, great slides about the system, and I appreciate your effort of putting into that. And I also appreciate that you take this 5S concept to even a higher level. You showed us how it could be used for COVID-19, as well as a higher philosophical understanding of what 5S is. And I really appreciate all of that. I thought your conclusion was a little rushed and weak, because you basically just acknowledged the time and thank everybody. Because you could have, I noticed the time was about 6 minutes, 30 seconds. So maybe you could have another 30 seconds of actually summarizing what we have learned, and also call to action to ask everybody to follow your system. This, you can close up this speech better. But I thought overall you've done a fantastic job introducing a brand new concept to us. And I can't wait to try some of your principle out and see if it can improve my life as well. Because I believe that this has improved your life. You have shown some examples, and maybe in the next few presentations, you can share with us more information about how this system has changed your life. And you could even have the before and after of your total makeover. But in summary, I thought this was a fantastic presentation, and I thank you for introducing us to the 5S method. Back to you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Sean.
Right. Thank you, evaluators. Yeah. As for me, when I see the first 5S, you know what I sense? I'm not evaluator of the speech. I just personally, I feel, oh no, I'll die at her hands, because I cannot survive OCD, people. It's working towards that perfection organizing. I will really, really die of stress. That's why I'm always a messy person. Right. Anyway, really very good tips to share with us to get us better organized. Right. Definitely it's helpful in our life. Okay. The next segment is the test. The test will be conducted by Rehana Abdullah, our test master. Rehana is an intervention coach. She intervenes to help individuals to be able to let go of limiting beliefs and bring positive mindset changes that enable them to create breakthroughs in their lives, health, career, relationships, and finances. Her specialty is in mindset transformation and emotional healing. For the past 2 years, she has progressed to transforming the lives of professionals. After herself having gone through a mindset transformation journey from the depths of the darkness to awaken and become the success she is today. Now, about the test. We already know that the speeches will be a waste of time if we cannot remember what the speakers presented, if we cannot understand the presentation, and if we do not believe the speakers. The speakers themselves cannot improve when feedback to the speakers was not understood and when the speakers cannot remember the feedback. So the purpose of the test is to discover whether we all of us here learned something tonight. And tonight will be time well spent if and only if we pass the test. Right? The time for this test is 15 minutes. At the 13 minutes, the green light will be on, 14 minutes, the yellow, 15 minutes, the red light. When the red light is flash, we all can heave a sigh of relief because the test master has 30 seconds to end the test. I tell you, I love to end the test. Okay, right. Rihanna, come on, shoot us.
Are you guys ready for the test?
Yes.
Very good. I like who's the one who said yes? I can't see all your faces, so I don't know. Who said yes? Sean.
Kapil say yes.
Kapil, all right.
Casey.
Casey,
Yeah,
all
Kapil
right.
say yes.
Okay.
Only Kapil answer. We all clap hands.
So it works that one person does the answering and then everybody gets the marks, is it? So okay, let's see who. Let's start with the first question. Who is from Calcutta in this group?
Two people are from, actually three people.
Yeah,
Kaustubh Das,
Okay, who?
Shashak, and
Pratiti.
Shona is from Kerala.
Wrong. And KD, our very own KD is from Calcutta. Okay.
I eat Calcutta food. Yeah.
Oh, that does not count.
Ayah.
Okay. What is Jeffrey's club called? Aha.
Grow
When
young.
I say pay attention, must pay attention from the beginning to the end, not just pay attention when the speakers are speaking. So you'll be tested on all kinds of things. So what is Jeffrey's club called?
I know the name of the product. Can I say that? Virtual Nutrition Club.
Virtual Nutrition Club.
Virtual Nutrition Club.
Yes.
Jeffrey cannot answer. How come Jeffrey answer his own question?
I answered first, I think.
Yeah.
You have to listen
She
to the
answered
recording
first.
now.
Yes,
Give it to Shona. Okay. Which poly did Carlson graduate from?
Singapore Poly.
Wrong! Correct.
I typed the
You are
answers.
right. You know why? Actually, Test Master is wrong. Test Master wrote Temasek Poly. Okay. What does Carlson compare Agora to?
School of Art.
Sorry, what was that? A game. Who said that?
Casey.
Who's that? Sorry?
Casey.
Casey.
What is the
very
answer?
good. Yes. He compares it to a game. And what was the topic that Carlson spoke on? What was the title? A clue. What makes
a
Are
man?
you man enough?
What makes a man? That was his
What
topic.
makes a man?
Shona, correct again. Shona is getting 5 points, 10, 15 points already. The rest of you better buck up,
I partner
Okay. Okay. So, what the story again with Carlson? What's the story that Carlson mentioned about the guy who did not climb up the mountain? What was the message? What did he fail to experience or to see? What was the message of that guy who did not go up the mountain, but rather depended on what the other people who went up the mountain told him?
He failed to
So what-
experience it himself,
You
the
have to
mountain,
experience
flowers.
Okay, so
You
let's
can see
go
the
with
clouds.
Kapil. Okay, I want to hear everybody's answer. So let's go with the first person. Kapil wants to mention. Okay, Kapil.
So he missed the experience. He missed the flowers, the mountain. That was the message.
Very good. Okay, who wants to say next?
Raju, you want to say something?
Raju,
The
yes.
sight from the top, the view from the top, he missed it.
Very good. Anybody else?
He missed
Anybody
all
else?
the experience. He only
All
listened
the
beautiful
to
glow.
yes,
The
the
beautiful girl.
journey.
Okay, very good. Nice one. You guys were paying attention. Awesome. All right. So, what was Carlson, again, because Carlson had so many nice, interesting things to say, so I'm going to use his story. Yeah. Okay. So, what is his Carlson slogan? If you, Jeffrey cannot
Never
answer. Huh? Okay.
If you never
Okay,
try,
somebody
you
else.
never know.
Not Shona anymore. Shona cannot score any more points already. Next.
Maximum.
Anyone else? If you never
experience
what?
yourself.
Experience, who said that? No, okay. It's a 3-letter word. If you never
try.
Try, okay, very good. So the next word, you will never. If you never try, Carlson is mouthing the words. Anybody can pick it up from him. Come on, mouth it again.
No.
If you never try, you will never.
No.
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 Yes, awesome. All right. Okay. So we move on to our next the impromptu speech. Pratiti said that she visited which island?
Andaman Nicobar.
Andaman Nicobar.
Very good. Again, Shona. Shona, you have to stop answering. I have to give points to other people. Okay.
Mute her, mute her.
Okay, and Anastasia says she likes to drink. What does she like to drink on a hot summer day?
Hot tea. Lemon.
With lemon. Awesome. Okay. So, okay, again, Carlson said about summer, he likes to be where in summer?
Aircon. In cool room. Aircon.
Very good, Raju. Very good, Mr. Gay.
No, at the beach watching bikini girls.
No, that's wrong person.
Different place, different agenda.
Okay. All right. Shayak said, what does he compare COVID-19 to? Something from his childhood.
Summer vacations?
Yeah. What does he compare the summer vacations of COVID-19? Yeah, to his vacation to not going to
school.
Yes,
College.
because he enjoys the COVID-19 because he doesn't have to go to school or to work and he can be at home. Okay, what was Albert's challenge when answering the impromptu? What did he say he cannot do?
3 to 5 words. Explain summer about in 3 to 5 words.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Yes, he could not compress all that in 3 to 5 words, which was impossible, but he still ended with saying something that he loved about summer holidays. What was that?
Barbecue.
Awesome! Yeah! All right. So, what was Penny's? This one y'all will remember. Sure one. What did Penny put on her body that made her red like a tomato?
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Raju has to stop answering. Somebody else has to answer. Raju and Sona are out temporarily suspended. Okay, the rest of you got to answer. Okay, so what was the message of Penny? Do not put olive oil and cook yourself. Okay, very good. All right. So, Sean graduated from which university?
Agora
NTU.
NTU. And what was his major?
Engineering.
Oh!
Material science.
Material science.
Sean, you answered your own question.
I felt that I need to come in.
I thought you major in tea breaks, major in lunchtime.
Coffee breaks.
Okay. Samwati said that she liked to do this particular kind of dancing during summer.
Line dancing.
Very good, Mr. Gay. You win 5 points.
I will dance with Samwati.
Okay.
I will dance with Samwati.
So Samwati, you have a date. Keep it in mind. Okay. Jeffrey said he enjoys what and what? Both start with B. During summer. Okay.
Bikini babes. Bikini babies.
Bikini. Okay, then there's one more B. Sorry.
Barbecue.
So beer, babes, and
Baby, beer.
beer. Okay, beer, babes, and.
Burp.
Hey, all right. Very good. And Shauna loves what during the summer? What does she love? What does she love?
Swimming.
And she loves the what? What does she love about the swimming pool?
The guys there.
The
Bikini. Sunbathing.
No, she likes the blue and white
tiles
in the swimming pool.
Wow.
That's what she said. Okay, all failed. Cancel. No 5 points, only 5 points to me. But then not fair because I was writing down everything. So okay, coffee with Sean. What was missing in that segment? Coffee. Exactly, and the coffee mug was missing in that session. So I cannot give full marks to Sean.
So if continue like this, the next session Sean will be missing too.
Okay, so what was the topic that Costa presented on?
Government grants.
Government grants.
Okay, what about the government grants?
Give you money.
So how to leverage on the government grants to help you in your business? Okay, which club is Sean a part of that he created? The one who knows. Mr. Gay cannot answer. He knows this.
Young entrepreneurs.
Meetup group.
Young entrepreneurs.
Meetup group.
Young entrepreneurs. What does it say?
Mary here.
What does YEMG stand for?
Young Entrepreneur Meetup Group.
Very good. Was that Kapil? Kapil also cannot answer anymore. No. Okay. All right. Why should you consider government grants? Why should you consider government? Any reason? Can you give me any reason?
Free money.
No. Governments do not want you to have only profit. They are looking for something else like employment of people. So it's then if your venture is not that profitable but it can generate employment, then government will consider you.
Okay, so why should you as a business owner apply for government grants so that you have a longer
runway?
Very good. Okay, so anybody can give me any grant that was presented in the speech. Okay, now that
working capital grant.
Founders
grant.
Working capital.
Founders grant.
Founders grant. Okay, good.
Capacity building grant.
Mr. Gay cannot answer.
Oh, okay.
Not fair because he's a business owner. Non-business owners have to answer this question.
Working capital.
Okay. Working capital, very good, Mary. Loved it. Okay, anybody can name me any amount. Oh, what else, sorry? Branding, yes. Very good. You guys are paying attention.
Awesome. 30,000.
30,000. That was the next question I was going to ask Mary. Awesome. Mary is looking at the 30,000. I know she's been asking from just now. How can I avail of the 30,000? Let me find the way. Okay, later get in touch with Costa. Okay. Okay. Wilson spoke about distance and intimacy. Okay. What was his key message?
You get closer.
Call your mom.
Be present
about his mom, okay.
When you communicate.
When you have presence.
Mary, sorry?
When you concentrate on the person you're speaking to, you are fully present there with the person. You're not playing with your phone or anything. Yeah.
Very good, Mary. Good summary of that. Very good. And okay, now not Mary's turn to answer. The grandma who fights. How many homos did she mention?
4.
4. Anybody can name me anyone except Mr. Gay. You can participate now.
Say 4.
Serotonin.
Serotonin. Okay, Shona can participate. Very good. Who else? Raju, you want to say something? I know you're dying to say something. Raju.
I
know. Okay, this question is for Mary. What did Kapil compare your story to?
Compare my story to...
No, I'm asking Mary now. Only Mary can answer. Mary, what did Kapil compare your movie? Sorry, I gave you the answer. What did Kapil compare your story to?
She has already given the result.
I don't remember he comparing it to anything, but he asked me not to use virtual background. He asked me
No, that was Raju. That was Raju who told you not to use. But Kapil said something. He said it was like
a movie, Hollywood movie.
Bollywood movie.
Yes, where the hero and heroine quarrel.
Very good. Excellent. Okay.
Animals also fight with one another. Yes.
Very good. Good job, Mary. And Raju, you gave some pointers. I think you already said.
I closed the window.
Okay, last question before I sign off. Anybody can remember any of Lin's 5S system in Japanese? Okay, Raju. No, not in Japanese. Cancelled. Okay.
Was there a word SCIKI?
What was
No,
it,
I can say that in English. Sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain.
Okay, in Japanese. Okay. All right. So this ends my segment for today. You have been a great audience, and you've been tested, and you've been pushed to the limit, and you have all passed. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. Handing back over to you, Jeffrey.
This is the worst tester I ever got for the past few weeks. She really make people stop answering questions. Like Shona, because there's a limit to how many you can answer. But well, it's a fun test, isn't it, everybody? Right.
Yes.
Thank you, Rihanna, for the energy. We have a very, very good thinker in our minds to remember all the stuff. Okay. Next, we invite Casey Chen, our VPE, to deliver the closing address.
KC.
Right, Casey graduated from RMIT with a Bachelor of Design and have been doing designs, art, and branding for more than 25 years. His works are used in many companies, to name a few like MSIG, Roche, and Nestle International. He's an author, painter, sculptor, and designer. Casey has spoken as a key speaker in numerous design arts festivals and local and international design events. He enjoys his daily work as a brand consultant and traveling all over the world to participate in art exhibitions. Currently, he's serving as VPE, which stands for Vice President Education in Agora Speakers Club Singapore. And we are club number 39. Right. Let us invite Casey to deliver the closing address. Casey, take over. Thank you.
KC.
It's so wonderful to have that welcome opening. Thank you very much. Now, thank you to all our speakers tonight. President, Mr. Gay Ban Ping, and to our production team working behind the scene. Thank you. I'm very grateful to have you all. I want to thank especially Jeffrey and Mary for taking up their position tonight because it was last minute. we have some people that could not make it tonight. So I have to call them, and in a very short time, they agree to step in. Thank you, Jeffrey and Mary. Thank you very much. I'm blessed to be in Agora. I spoke about riding the bicycle before. After you practice enough, you're able to ride the bicycle without the training wheels. You're riding against the wind and enjoy the smooth ride. Yes, we all want to be better in public speaking, don't we?
Yeah.
That's why we are here in Agora, to meet and practice together. You can see in our program, we have from icebreaker to announcement that we can take up to practice. For you, some may see us as you may see some of us in very regular in the meetings. And you can see that the momentum is right for them, for us. The more you practice, the better you get. To all our speakers, I'm grateful. Tonight we have Wilson, Mary, and Lynn. Wilson, you spoke about authenticity, speaking to one another. Not just to our parents, to our friends too. To our friends in Agora, to everybody. Not to take each other for granted. I can only tell you that you have a very good upbringing at home. Thank you for bringing your love to Agora. We appreciate you. Mary, you are definitely a grandma who we do not want to mess with. And I'll take away your pillow before you hit me on the face. You brought fighting into Agora, and you're first to do that. Thank you for always so encouraging. You inspired me. I'm sure you inspired everybody. Lynn, you're brave tonight. Your 5S, short but powerful. Thank you, Lynn, for a wonderful speech and your idea. Thank you for sharing your love. And we definitely love to have you to speak with us more. You will surely hear from me. Our special presentation, newly created experiment, using other ways to do a speech. Coffee with Sean. Christoph requested to try something different. Don't you think that John and Christoph did a great job?
Yay!
This proved that Agora is a platform for you to learn new things and try new things. Thank you very much for doing that. Kapil. Kapil is from India. Thank you, Kapil, for willingly take up the slot to network and come in so early at 5:30 p.m. And if for those who have logged in early, you will realize that today is very special. During the networking time, we had chatted among each other, and today we have a lot of new faces. Thank you, Kapil, for making such an very powerful session earlier. Carlson, thank you. You just got me into trouble. Your opening speech is so good that the next time I have to improve my opening speech. You just level that up for me. Thank you, Carlson. Carlson is the one of them that always want to be involved. And yes, you're right. I want to make sure you try out every part of the program. This is how we get better. And thank you, Carlson. You are a great example. You brought game into your concept, into your speech. That thought is very, very powerful. Yes, I can tell you this. Agora is a game worth playing. Thank you so much. We have Brian from USA. Thank you very much, Brian. You are amazing. You just brought summer to us. Summer that we already have, but it's different summer. Right. When I speak about summer today, sharing about it got me so difficult. Is summer a new concept to me? No, but it's interesting. Thank you very much for that. I have to tell you this. Today we have one of the best impromptu sessions, really. Everybody can prove that. They know it. It's very exciting. Everybody want to participate. Usually in our impromptu session, we have to force people to participate, and you did well. Right. our test master, our one and only Rihanna. I have a question for you, Rihanna. Where you got all your energy? You are too amazing. We love you, Rihanna.
I am the Energizer Duracell battery.
Yes. We love you, Rihanna. Thank you very much. Your test is really, really fun. You made us all stand on our toes and make sure we remember stuff. I want to thank all the evaluators for your willingness to share with us. And I like to encourage here everyone to come to be part of the programs. We encourage each other to learn from one another. At our Agora Club's meeting, we listen, we observe, we speak. We receive feedback, we learn. To our new friends, thank you for...
Yeah, Michelle is our new friend. Welcome, Michelle.
Welcome, Michelle. Yeah.
Thank
you. To our new friends, yes, we want you to join us. We are a community of friends helping friends succeed. Come visit us more often, visit us again, speak with us, invite your friends. Thank you, everybody. Love you all.
Book a speaking slot for Michelle.
Huh? Yes, I got that. Yeah, welcome. And thank you, thank you very much, everybody. Back to you, Jeffrey. Thank you.
Right, thank you, everybody. Right, with that, we have completed all items of business for today. Thank you for contributing to this fun learning experience. The next meeting is on Thursday, 13th of August. Those who wish to speak or to hold meeting appointments, please inform Bumping or Casey early. If not, you know what they'll do? They'll look for you. Anyway, be involved, get your hands dirty, treat this as a game. We will learn and progress with each other. Right? Okay. Now, before the time hand over to Mr. Gia, Casey, do you have any announcement to make?
Yes. Okay,
yes.
I'll take over from here.
Okay,
now,
sure.
One more thing before I have 3% to give announcement today before we have a debriefing session with Mr. Gay. After the announcement, for those who want to log off early, you may. And thank you very much tonight. Now, one more very important person that I need to thank, Jeffrey. Thank you very much for being MC. You're wonderful. Everybody can unmute and give him a round of applause. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Hey,
thank you.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Well done. Well done. Great job.
Jeffrey, for bringing your dogs in is wonderful.
Yeah.
We love your dogs.
Even his dog participated in the meeting.
Yes, this is our
I'll get them. Yeah, I'll get them to prep a speech. You do a prep speech next time. Yeah.
Agora Pet Singapore. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. You did well. Now I'll pass the time to we have Sean now, then later Wilson and Rihanna. Each one 2 minutes, please. Sean, over to you.
Do you say Shauna?
No, Sean. Sean,
okay.
Wilson,
Sean.
and Rihanna.
All right, okay, thank you, Casey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so for my segment, I only have 2 announcements to make for everyone. Okay, so number 1 is about our own initiative called the Agora Note. Okay, so Agora Note, right, is a project, okay, that to put ideas, from speakers into words, so that it can be permanent curated in the world. So for today's speakers, like for example, Christoph, Wilson, Mary, and Lynn, all right, our team will reach out to you, okay, we will encourage you to participate in this program, so that your beautiful and wonderful ideas tonight, okay, can be with us forever, okay, until you make the next speech. All right, so this is a heads up to all the speakers for tonight. The Agora Note, my team and I will be reaching out to you shortly. Then second announcement is about the community called YEMG. Okay, so as some of you guys already may know, okay, I'm the chief for YEMG Youth Entrepreneurship Meetup Group. So what we do is that we create a platform for entrepreneurs and business owners, freelancers, service providers, and professionals to come together so that they can mingle and learn. And from then on, magic can happen. So for this upcoming session for YEMG, right, is this Friday, 7th of August, 6:45 to 8:30. we have a DISC, personality profiling specialist, Zenas Lee from Bryden Group. He will be sharing with us on discovering the secrets to effective networking using DISC. Okay, so what happens is that we all know networking is essential to our business, but sometimes, we find that different people's mind work differently. How can we leave effective impressions to all of them? So in this session, Zenas will be sharing with us on how to use DISC to analyze a person, the person you speak to, and how to touch his mind. Okay, so I will be leaving the link for registration in the group chat in a while. Whoever that is interested, okay, please click on this link and register with us. Or maybe, at this point in time, may I know roughly who is interested, would like to know more about this program? Okay, I saw some hands. Okay, so what happens is I'll leave the link over in the group chat. Register with us, and we will see you this Friday. Okay, thank you very much. Casey, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much for a quick announcement. Next, I'd like to pass the time to Wilson. Wilson, over to you. 2 minutes, please.
Hi.
Yep, Wilson.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah. Previously, in previous meetings, we have shared that the production team has been always trying to think of ideas. How do we improve and give a better experience to all the members here? And we would like to do this by gathering your feedback, your opinions, your ideas. How can we come together and make Agora as best as we can? So I will share the link to the feedback form in this chat box, and you guys can just make some time to provide your feedback and opinions. And we would love to invite you to participate, to take on some of the roles in this club and make it more fun and exciting as we all can together. Yeah. So this is a link. The link has been posted in the chat box. It ends with make Agora better. Yeah. Thank you for your participation. Back to you, Casey.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's the link is from Wilson to everybody. Make Agora better. Thank you very much, Wilson. Wilson and the Wilson especially, and all the Agora production team, they work tirelessly just to make sure we all had a good time here. Now let me have Rihanna now. Rihanna, you have 2 minutes. To you.
Thank you, Casey. So let me ask you a question. Are you playing small in your life? Are you plagued with fears, doubts? Are you in toxic relationship or self-sabotaging your own progress in your career or in your business? If you're facing any of these areas that are of concern to you, then come and attend my Power Workshop series. My Power Workshop series starts every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's a series of 5. So it started yesterday. The second cycle has started. It's a recurring meeting. It's a recurring workshop. Next one is tomorrow. I want to see all of you. I'm giving free passes to any 5 of you to come and sit in 2 of my workshops, and then you decide whether it's helping you. So do come and see. You will be able to change your life. Thank you so much. I will send the link later in the chat.
So Rihanna will give us the link to go where to follow, right? Yep. Thank you very much, Rihanna. All right. So this is the end of event. Appreciate everybody attend. Love you all. Have a great week ahead.